Welcome, everybody, to a CKCA national discussion. This webinar is called Closet Gold. It's a business growth opportunity presentation, and we're thrilled that you're able to take time today to attend. My name is Sandra Wood. I'm the Executive Director of CKCA. These are my coordinates. Just a friendly reminder to you, you should be hearing from us every week through our news blasts and our newsletters. If you're not hearing from us, we're probably hitting your spam, so reach out to me and let's make sure that we are connected, because that's the primary way that we share all of the information and updates, including announcements about great webinars like this one. Just a few housekeeping notes before we get going. If we have any technical issues, touch wood, we'll reschedule. Remember, if you want to speak, to unmute. The session is being recorded and will be made available on demand. And at the conclusion of this, I'll be setting it up as a YouTube video, and I'll send everybody the link so that you can have it and share it with your staff as well. And at the end, we're also going to do Q&A. So just the agenda for today, we'll just give you a little bit of information about CKCA, and then I'm going to hand it over to our sponsor, Grass, who very kindly sponsored this session today, and we're very grateful for that sponsorship. Then you're going to hear from Eric Marshall, Closet Guru, and then, as I said, Q&A at the end. So just a little bit about CKCA, because we have a few people on this call who actually are not members, but I'd like to just introduce you to our board of directors. We are a national association. We've been around since 1968. We have board members from across the country, and these are your industry. These are members who are suppliers and manufacturers in the industry. So they are in the trenches and they bring ideas forward. They help direct the organization and steer us in the direction that you, the membership, want us to go. A few things that we're doing at the moment. We've got a lot on the go at the moment, and I'm thrilled to see all of these different offerings. Apart from all of the things that we do as an organization, which is to primarily provide you with business help in whatever shape or size that looks like, whether it's networking opportunities through events, education sessions, webinars, data, news updates, a wide range of things, savings programs, you name it, we have it. But we are your link to leads, connections, and opportunities. So we have a number of events coming up. These are dates that you might want to make a note of. These are all face-to-face events. The big one coming up is our Eastern Regional in May, and that will be in Quebec. And we have a great program of 2 days of programming, tours of Cabico, granite design, Tafisa, and Fabrador. So it's going to be an excellent program. And then we also have our national program in the fall. And we always run our monthly manufacturers roundtables, which is a Zoom call just like this one. And you're most welcome as a manufacturer to attend these calls, and they're really, really valuable. The new piece is the local meetups. So we're starting to do more local regional events so that, you know, if you can't make it, if you can't spare 3 or 4 days out of the office to go to one of our big events, a local one in your area for a couple of hours every quarter might be a better fit for you. So we're starting to do more of these across the country. So we have a few lined up, and we'll be doing more of those in the near future. So before I get started, I just wanted to give you some statistics that I was pulling quickly on the whole industry around closets and storage. And some of these I've pulled from, this is from the Closet Institute of America, which states that statistics reveal that 81% of independent closet and storage professionals have a showroom that averages 1,400 square feet and have been in business for over 20 years. The custom closet and storage industry in North America is comprised of 20% franchises and 80% by small independent closet businesses, often locally owned and family-owned and operated, which I thought was really an interesting statistic, since we know that in the kitchen industry, many of our members are family-owned businesses, locally owned. The residential closet industry also includes designing and installing pantries, entertainment and media centers, garage, storage, workshops, Murphy beds, the list goes on. And I know from following many of you on social media that many of you are already building all these kinds of spaces as well. So some of this information today is going to be information you already know, but there's probably going to be a lot that you don't know that I think you'll be glad that you're in this webinar. Another statistic, some dollar values to the industry. The global market size was valued at 59.97 billion in 2022 and is projected to grow up to 94 billion by 2030. Those are staggering numbers. As well, global market segmented into the wood is segmented into wood, metal, glass, and others. And the wood segment has held the major market share in 2022, owing to high demand for high quality cabinetry and superior strength and resistance. I thought that would be interesting to all of you since most of you are working with wood already. Durability of wood cabinetry makes them a reliable investment. Last but not least, though, is the demand for metal and glass materials are expected to grow considerably in the coming years. So now I'm going to hand it over to Grass, and William Martucci is here. He's our sponsor, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what's going on with Grass, and then he's going to introduce our closet guru today. So I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Sandra. Hi, everybody. Thank you for attending. My name is William Martucci, the Ontario Sales Manager with Grass Canada. We've been a longtime supporter of the CKCA, firmly believe in what it stands for, and firmly believe that the more people come together and share their knowledge and experience, the better the industry will be as a whole. So a little bit about me. I've been with Grass for 11 years, going on 11 years, and trying to put all bias aside, I'm proud and believe that we are one of the leading innovators in the functional hardware industry. So with that said, I'm proud to, or happy to show you guys a video of our new steel drawer system, the V&R V8. So it's not too long, but thank you for watching, and I'll say a few words afterwards. Can you see my screen?
Just coming on, yeah.
Hey, so that was our new V&R V8. Like I said, very proud about this drawer system. 5 heights, lots of different colors, and an option for glass all around. So might fit in some closets in the near future. But Thank you again for everybody who came today. Now I'd like to introduce the closet guru, the man who we're all here to see. Eric Marshall's been in the industry for a long time, and very interested to hear his take and knowledge on the industry and closets. So Eric, it's all yours.
Hey, hi guys. Hey everybody. Oh, what a nice picture. Hey, I just want to start off, and hey, there's time. Anybody wants to ask me any questions, I'm totally open to like answering questions now. But I just want to talk about the closet industry and what kind of opportunity it might be for cabinet makers and woodworking people. So I've been in the industry for 45 years. I started with California Closets before 1980. I got the opportunity to watch it grow from a raw particle board closet industry product into something that's amazing today with really cool laminates and finishes and hardware that's unbelievable. But to get there, we have to know where we came from. And before I start with that, I want to talk about why I'm here today. So first off, I think that most of the people in the woodworking industry are probably guys. They're probably over 40 years old like me. I'm 61. So I'm talking to you real quick. If you're that guy, 2 years ago, I got diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer. 2 years ago, they put me in my bed with chemotherapy and I wasn't well. And I started scrolling through the internet and created some kind of crazy following. That's the reason that I'm actually speaking here today. So if it wasn't for cancer, I wouldn't be talking to you guys. 10 months ago, they took the cancer out of me, amazingly, because I was told I was inoperable. But that changed because of some testing stuff they did on me that's not yet available anywhere. And it was a miracle, and it reduced my cancer where they were able to take it out. And so because of cancer, I no longer really run a closet company. I do still install and sell for my sons who own my closet company because I gave it to them in my suicidal tendencies craziness. And so I still am in the industry, but more or less I travel around the world now and just talk to people about closets. I've been to over 60 showrooms already this year. Last year, I visited nearly 100 showrooms. I actually went on tour of the Northeast and visited, I think, 9 California closets plus a ton of independents. So I've really got a pulse of the industry of what's going on with closets, and it's a huge growth potential. And this is why. Place your questions here. Thank you, Sandra, the mother of the cabinet industry. So closets started a long time ago. Like when I started at California Closets, we were a fledgling business. There was only one office. We literally ran out of a carport, and we had 2 Chevy vans, and we would show up in the morning and strip wood on a Rockwell table saw and throw it in the van and go to a house. And if the customer bought, we'd stop and cut wood and install a closet. And if they didn't buy, we'd run to the next appointment. And that's literally how the industry started. And today it's nuts. It's nuts what we're doing. But back up from that, how did that happen? And we're going to go into the future and how is it happening today? And so if you back up as far as you can research on closets, I did a great article for Farmers Magazine about 3 years ago when I was the president of the ACSP, which is Association of Closet Storage Professionals, which does nothing to do with CKCA. Stay in your association. It's where you need to be. They interviewed me at Farmers, and I've done a ton of research. Obviously, in 45 years of being in the closet industry, I hadn't just sat around. I've done as much as I can to learn about everything there is about closets. So there's 3 words I've learned. Closets is a new word. There's a wardrobe, there's an armoire, and there's a garderobe. That's English, French, and German or Italian, which is weird. German and Italian is the same word. But those places were just cabinets. They didn't actually used to be what they are today. It wasn't until about 1890 when Sears Roebuck was selling these cut to size homes that they actually used the word closets outside of a word that was water closet, which is where we put our crap and where we're still putting our crap today. So water closet was a word, and they took the word closet out away from water, and they made a storage room inside of a house you could buy, and you could assemble the house yourself. And that word grew into what we know today as the closet. When I first started in 1980, we literally never ran into any walk-in closet. It was all reach-in closets, and they more or less resembled a wardrobe with drawers at the bottom, sliding doors, and then opening doors at the top, which resembles a wardrobe. And if you took that for where it's at, it didn't allow for double hanging. So the big shift in the industry was in the 80s when we started actually double hanging rods to provide more space for people. And that was one of California's unique selling features that made it different than everybody else. We literally did not have drawers yet. Like when we first started, nobody put drawers in their closets. We weren't into that. It wasn't a thing. And so right after about 1890, when Sears made the word, about 1889 or 1899, this guy walked into a bank. He was a wire manufacturer, and he took his jacket off and he went to put it on the coat rack, which was normally in homes back in those days. And he went to go put it on the coat rack. There was no room on the coat rack to hang up his coat. And so he took his coat off and he reached in his pocket and he fashioned with some wire, a wire hanger, and he took it and he hung it by the chair rail in the bank and walked over and sat down with the banker and said, "Hey, I'm looking for a loan." And the banker said, "If you start making those things, I'll give you a loan." And so sure enough, the coat hanger was designed right at that moment. And he started making coat hangers, and that's how we have coat hangers today. It's really funny because in a wardrobe or armoire or a garderobe, a hanger, which is 17.5 inches standard in the industry, doesn't fit into a wardrobe, which is a place where we hang clothes. If you look at any of those items, and I own one, I actually don't even have a closet, you guys. I actually live in a 1750 armoire. And I know it's a male armoire because there's only one drawer at the bottom, because a female armoire would have 2 drawers because they have way more underwear than we do, which made me start studying about women's underwear and men's underwear, which is a fun study. But that armoire that I live in is only 16 inches deep. So a hanger that's 17 inches deep doesn't even fit in it. So my clothes at my home are all skewed like this just so they'll fit on the hanger. And so we know that hangers didn't get invented till later in life when we started actually building a cabinet in a house that was sitting on the floor that was 2 foot deep. And so that's kind of the evolution of how closets got to where they're at, and how California Closets was so successful in changing everybody's opinion about how to store stuff. Because prior to those dates, everybody folded everything and put it away. And in Asia, they're still doing that today. California Closets opened in Japan in 1986, and they kind of changed some things, but it didn't actually last. And still today in Japan, they kind of fold things and put it away. So that's kind of the history of closets. California Closets started right inside of that, and it started at an abundance of growth. And it's been 45 years now that California Closets has been in existence. And so today we know closets is the thing that's behind me. It's a closet organizer with double hanging, long hanging shoe shelves, places for drawers, places for hampers. We got angled shoe shelves. We get all kinds of crazy stuff that's fun with closets today. But what we're really here to talk about is today's growth. And today's growth has happened out of a pandemic time when people got stuck at home. And if you look at the storage industry as a whole, and I think that's the numbers that Sandra actually showed you guys with those billions of dollars, because I've got some other research. It's not, the closet industry isn't quite that big. For instance, I know there's 2 companies that are doing close to $1 billion. It's California Closets and Inspired Closets. Closet by Design does somewhere about 700 million, we think. And then Closet Factory does somewhere about 600 million. And those are all franchise operations. And then as the number stated, about 80% of the companies are actually independents, and we can't even calculate all those numbers together. So it is billions and billions and billions of dollars, but we're not really sure about what the real number is. And today those companies are still growing at this kind of crazy pace. In fact, Wall Street Journal just did 5 months ago, Wall Street Journal did an interview with the president of California Closets, and he said that they have a 250% increase in business in the past 2 years. So that's right at the beginning of the pandemic, they started growing, and they haven't stopped growing. And so if you get a 250% increase in 2 years in a company that's already 40 years old, that's kind of crazy. You got to sit down and think about that. How did that happen? How did somebody already go from, like, you know, they're tracking at 10, 15, 20% growth year to year, just like the rest of us. And all of a sudden they just go like this and just zoom. And if you don't believe me, go to YouTube. On YouTube, there's a video. The video is California Closet Nashville, and it's called Fancy Like. It's a parody of a country song. You guys will, it's just a kick watching the video. And in the video, the first few seconds of the owner of the closet company, he's standing in front of a whiteboard and he's drawing, and he goes like the 70% increase in growth in installed sales this year. That's phenomenal, you guys. And so it's not just one article, there's multiple articles talking about this multiple digit growth. And it's crazy. It's just crazy what's going on. So we know it's growing. My sons had over a 25% increase in business growth this past year, and a 27% increase in growth in the years before, the year before, and the year before that. So since pandemic, we've been growing at a double-digit rate, and a nice double-digit rate. And California Closets has obviously been growing at 100% rate, multiple hundreds of percentages. And so how did that all happen? It's because as cabinet guys, we're failing right now. We're failing at providing customers with what they really want. So when the pandemic happened, we all got sent home, except for some of the people in the construction industry whose governor said that you're essential and you need to keep working. And while we were stuck at home, we weren't able to spend any money on going out to dinner or buying wine or going to a baseball game or a football game or a rock and roll concert and spending thousands of dollars. And so all this money started to accumulate. And then the government decided they'd send us more money, which that was a fail, that we didn't need it. And all that money started getting put into other areas so you could spend it. And if you're sitting at home looking around at your mess, and you can't spend any money on anything fun, what would you do? You'd start improving on your closet, your mudroom, your laundry room, your kitchen cabinets, and all those kind of things. And I did a little bit of study on this. If you're in the kitchen cabinet industry, I hail you. But it's really hard to do a kitchen. In fact, kitchen remodels take months. Closet remodels take days or less. And so closets have an average sale of about 10,000. Kitchens have an average sale of about 100,000, because that includes a appliance package and tile and plumbing and all kinds of craziness. And so if you're sitting around and sitting on some money and you want to do something, you want some instant satisfaction, then closets is what we would do. And that's how we felt the growth. And we could turn things around pretty quickly, like closets, because it's all flat panel processing. We can get your stuff cut overnight, installed the next day. Not that we can because we're too busy, but it's possible. And with finishing and cutting and sanding and everything you do with the finishing of a painted wood cabinet, it can't happen that fast. And then our all stuff, all the closet stuff installs in hours instead of days. And so it's a really quick turnaround. It's instant satisfaction. And that's what we want in North America. I Canada, we're North America. And it makes it fun. It makes it really fun to go out and do a project. And so that's where we saw the growth. And so this past year, I went to Interzum, Germany, and I saw a bunch of people there trying to push closets. And then I went to CKCA in Italy, and I saw even more closets. And Closet Gold has caught on. It's really caught on. Me and my wife are just at KBIS last week, which is the kitchen and bath industry show. There's a whole Canadian contingency there, tons of Canadian people. Grass was there. I saw your new stuff, by the way, William. I'm going to talk about it actually. And at KBIS last year, I've been going to KBIS, you guys, for about 25 years. I go every year just because I like to know what's going on with the industry. You'll notice that I study the industry and I figure out stuff. And I really have some people that I work with. There's another guy you should follow that's kind of like me, but he has a company still, so he hasn't retired yet. He's actually the Closet Doctor. He's in Sacramento. He has a YouTube channel. You should check out his YouTube channel. He's a lean kind of guy. He's a lot of fun, Derek Holland. And I found that there's these people that are helping the industry grow. And how are we going to continue this growth? And it's because we're able to turn over quickly. We're able to provide materials that are finished immediately. And we're able to custom design things because of our computer programs that are making things easier. So while I was in Italy, I saw a little bit more closet business. And then this past year at KBIS, I saw more booths with closet stuff in it than I've ever seen in my life. I would say that more than 20% of the booths at KBIS were showing closet designed pieces as part of a package for kitchen and bath remodeling. And so we've come of age. We're here and we're not going away. And it's something that all of us can do. It just takes a little bit of training. And so it's a huge profit potential for you if you're doing cabinets to add kitchens to your repertoire of offerings. And so you just need to learn how to do it. And that's not that hard, by the way. I know people that can help you with that. And so closets turn over quicker, faster, less work, and they actually are more profitable too. So I've studied painted wood cabinets sell at about 2.2 times cost. If I'm totally wrong, my phone number is 602-684-6066. Call me up. We'll have a discussion about this. But I've talked with a lot of guys, and cost of materials, cost of goods sold, times 2.2 times is what cabinets usually get sold at. And that's sometimes even an installed number. And it's because it's so competitive. And it's because it doesn't have value like closets do. Closets have value. In a kitchen cabinet, I think the most expensive thing you put in there is the refrigerator, which lasts forever. The second most expensive thing might be some French cooking utensils you might buy that might be expensive. But in a closet, we put $1,000 shoes in there. Crazy. And so the square footage, and this is what I did at WMS, I actually brought a board up on stage, which was a board square foot of material. And yeah, I know what board square foot is. I grew up in the woodworking industry. My high school specialty was woodworking. When I was in my senior year, I had 3 classes of wood shop, and then I went and worked for California Closets. A board square foot would sell, finished board square foot would sell at 2.2 times cost if you're in the cabinet industry. In the closet industry, it's totally different. A board square foot, which is finished, which is way easier to finish, by the way, because we don't have to spray it or sand it or any of that thing. We cut it, shove it through an inch bander, maybe drill it, and it gets installed. It sells at 6 times board cost. 6 times board cost. Why is that? Why does one board sell for more money than another board? It's because what they're putting on the board is important. And so when she's putting her $3,000 pair of shoes on there, like you see right behind me here, when she's doing that, it has more value than what a kitchen cabinet that she uses maybe once a week because you go out to dinner every day, because you do. And you don't ever have lunch at home because you don't. And breakfast, all you do is push a coffee pot thing and put the thing in the toaster. And we have these huge kitchens which hold a bunch of stuff that we don't even use. But a closet you got to go to every day. Otherwise, you're outside naked, not me. You are. And so we use them every day. And so it's a very important piece of the house. The NKBA did a study. They do a study every year about when a woman walks into the house and decides why she wants to buy the house. For the past 27 years in a row, kitchens was the #1 reason that she walks in. And the study came out this year. And guess what? It didn't say kitchens. It said when she walks into a house, she looks for storage before she buys the house. Now, guys, we totally think of something different. But when she walks into the house, she looks for storage. So that's a huge difference in what's happened in the past. And so this ramping up is happening. It's happening. And you can get on board if you want to. So growth at 250% at California Closets, or 78% at California Closets, certain industry, billions of dollars in increase from different companies that we know about. Products have gone crazy. I saw so many cool products at KBiz, not only for the kitchen and bath industry, but for the closet industry. I saw little pieces of hardware that are going to change things altogether. I saw all kinds of crazy pullouts that are glass railed. I saw drawers that have glass sides, William. I saw that piece on the side could be tile. I saw that piece on the side could be a lighted piece of glass. I saw that piece on the side could be something you put in your CNC machine and make a lattice out of it, inserted in there. Because drawers for clothing don't need enclosures. They are a pull-out shelf, basically. And so I saw those really cool things at Grass. And then the other thing I saw at Grass that I also saw at WMS, sorry, this is a Grass plug, but he did pay for the webinar. The other cool thing I saw was there's a super cool thin drawer that they don't even have yet in America. I know I shouldn't be talking about this, but they have a really thin-sided undermount metal box with undermount runners on it. That's going to come soon. I'm really excited about that one. And then we've seen all kinds of glass trays, all kinds of pull-down rods with shelves on them now that I saw from Kesselbaumer, lighting and panels, which is a big thing. And that's how you increase profits. I have a really good friend, his name Richie DeMarco. He's the mayor of hardware. 2 years ago, I did a webinar about how to increase sales. And the number one way to increase sales is don't just sell a panel. Sell a panel that's got some kind of fixture or molding or something. And the best thing to do for that is a panel with lights. And if you can light both sides of the single panel, and I can teach you how to do that, it's even more money per square foot. You're selling that board square foot at. So how are we selling that board square foot is directly related to the profits we're going to be able to make. So I am convinced that California College did 250% more closets. I think they did 250% more upgrades on closets. And that keeps the crews the same. That keeps it easy. Like if you put lighting in a panel and you carry it in, and the panel used to be $100 panel, but now it's a $300 panel because it's lighted, and the shop inserted it, that install time is, the only difference in install time is picking up the wire and plug it into the wall. That's the only difference on the install time, because the panel goes in at the same amount of time. So they don't need 250% more installers. They just need 250% more product that's easy to install. TFL has done the same thing. You know, we used to call it melamine, now we call it TFL, and now it's like textured and print matched, and everything is super cool, and edge banding matches. So that panel that used to be $100, if it's now a print matched TFL with matching edge banding that has knots in it that matches everything, now that panel is $160 or $180. That's almost 100% more on the panel that's being walked in with the same amount of labor, same amount of screws have to happen, same amount of installation time, but the panel's more expensive. We're going to make more money. So the whole key to making more profit is selling things that are more expensive, not the status quo that we've been doing all this time. So that's really hard to do it in a cabinet, but it's super simple to do with a closet. Gold handles instead of your standard plastic handle. It increases sales. And it didn't take any longer to put on the $150 handle than it did to put on the $2 handle. So I know you guys are like, one of the things that everybody, I don't put handles on my cabinets. Well, you're missing out on $2,000 worth of sales then if you don't put handles on your cabinets. Because your customer would be happy to look at a board that has $70 handles on it, pick from it, trust me, they love it, just help them out. And so that's where we're at today. That's the products that we're given. Where is the future of the industry? Where are we going? But it's nowhere but up. I can tell you right now, nobody's slowed down. I speak to closet people every day because of my current status as a closet guru, and I just travel around and speak to people professionally. I get calls every day from closet companies and always ask number one question, how you doing? How's your wife? What's everyone on? Hey, how's business? Like, what's your growth potential right now? And everybody in the closet is totally growing in potential. And it's because we can do kitchen cabinets with TFL, you guys. We can do bathroom vanities with TFL with our router. We can do all kinds of stuff. Mud rooms, garage cabinets, closets, entry rooms, laundry rooms, wall beds. Yes, I didn't say Murphy beds. It's a bad word. It's a wall bed. If it is Murphy, then it's Murphy. But all those kind of things can be done. So retrain your focus and see what you can do extra to start selling a more expensive cabinet. If you're going to stay in the cabinet industry, can you add lighting to the inside? Can you put pull-outs in it? When you sell that drawer, did you put a cutlery tray inside of it? Did you line it? What kind of undermount runners did you put? Did you upgrade the box? Did you put a handle on it? So don't just sell a drawer anymore, you guys. Sell a drawer that's got pieces on it that adds to the sale. You can easily increase profits by just selling the same drawer you've been doing all along, but adding to the sale. And that's where Grass comes into this whole thing. So Grass has got these metal boxes, and I've been preaching white box for a long time, and people don't get it. Do you know the whole younger generation doesn't care for your dovetailed wooden box? They don't care for it. They would prefer an antimicrobial, clean, metal painted box that they can clean the inside out of, that they can have inserts that are totally changeable, that can come in and out and change things. And guess what that does? It increases your sales. Because dovetail box has no value, but a metal box that's got movable dividers inside of it, or inserts, or little caps that rip foil, or inserts for knives, that all come within that piece, that has value. That's a sale you can make. My friend in the industry always used to tell me, Eric, are you going to be an order taker or are you actually a salesman? And it always kind of ticked me off when he said that. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, wait, am I just taking orders? Are people telling me what to do? Or am I listening to what they're saying and then providing them with a solution that actually helps them out, but might help me in the end by making more sales? So that's Closet Gold for you. You can make more sales just by changing a couple of things. I'm going to be open up to questions. I thought there was already one came up on there, so I'm happy to answer that question.
You want me to read it to you, Eric?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So Andrew Hibbs is asking, do you think closets can be sold to the DIYer so that it isn't a strain on needing more installers?
Closet sold as a DIYer. Yes. That directly negates everything I taught you just now. You need to install it yourself to make more money. But it definitely could be sold as a DIYer. There is a whole business right now. I think they're up to about 500 million. There's a company called Modular Closets. You can go on Instagram right now and find them like that. Modular Closets out of Lakewood, New Jersey. They sell closet organizers that only get shipped to the customer. So everybody's installing them themselves, and they got a whole following that's going really good with them. I think of closet followings, they probably got the largest closet following of anybody. But check out Modular Closets. They do a closet that's cut to size. They don't have multiple sizes, so you just can buy an 18, 24, 30, 36-inch box. You screw it to the wall. If there's a 6-inch gap, it's a do-it-yourselfer. They don't really care. But if you're a custom installation shop, you can fit that to size. You know, part of closets is giving you as much space as you can. So a DIYer is not who we're really looking for in the market that we're doing. We tried to do California Closets DIY kits back in 85 to about 90. We took a stab at it. It's just not what they want. It's just not it's not the customer. And so they want to be catered to. If you want to give me a call afterwards, and again, I'll share the number. I've got a number, 602-684-6066. You can call me and talk about that, but I don't think there's a huge market for DIYers. I think they're going to drive their truck down to Lowe's or Home Depot and pick it up themselves if that's what they're going to do. You're going to make your money, you guys, on actual installed sales. That's what you need to be at. We make a lot of money on installers, by the way. There's an upcharge for installation. So yeah, it's a possibility. Would I try it? No. Can you try it? Sure. But I want you to make more money. Other questions?
I have one for you.
Yes.
There are, as you know, some really big players in this space. Dare I say the word that starts with I and ends with Kia?
Yes.
What, you know, they're heavily vested in marketing and storage solutions. So, in your opinion, though, there's still enough market and enough room for the kitchen cabinet manufacturer to be in this space as well?
Yeah, I think I just heard a 3 or 4 part question. So number one,
Sorry.
IKEA. Yeah, I got it. No, it's fine. I love multilateral questions. Number one, IKEA. Are they a player? No, and I'll explain why. IKEA is. Do you guys know that IKEA is supplied by the U.S., by the way? I bet you all didn't know that. Yeah, there's some U.S. manufacturers that actually buy Norwegian cardboard so they can put it on there so it looks like it's from Norway, but it's actually from Ohio. But IKEA is not a player in the closet industry because they cater to a European market. European closets are not American closets. European closets are armoires. So when you go to IKEA, there's 2 or 3 products that are just big, giant, 2-foot deep, tall, 8-foot tall cabinets, and they open up and they slide. And that doesn't fit in an American closet. They do have one product that works for American style walk-in closets. But my whole thought process on that is, again, closet customers are not DIYers. If they were DIYers, this is not what we're supposed to be talking about. And we're growing We're not growing because DIYers are buying our stuff. We're growing because installed sales. So IKEA is not a big player in the US market for closets. I believe that if a customer ever tells me, well, so I go on sales all the time, you guys, in-house sales. I literally bring my laptop and I design in-house because I can prove a point with that. I can design a closet in a few minutes in front of somebody. I count their stuff. I show them what they're going to get. And if they ever say this to me, hey, I could probably buy it at IKEA for less money, I go, sure. And I close my laptop and I say, go ahead. And it's my design now, by the way. I don't have to share the design with them anymore. But it's not my customer. And I was the fool for going there and talking with somebody that wasn't going to buy from me in the first place. So up front, right, when we're going on a sales call, we need to qualify the lead, right? To when we get there, we know who we're talking to. So IKEA doesn't become that problem. She ain't going to take her Jaguar down to IKEA and load it up with wood and take it back home. It ain't happening. And they don't have an installation program, so it ain't us. And so it's a totally different market. It's a different customer. It's a different style. It shouldn't be anybody that I ever run into. And if I did, that was my fault. So I don't think those are players. The players are going to be the big C's that we talked about already. Those are going to be your competition, and that's easy competition to compete with because they're quite expensive. You know, some of them are 9 times board costs. Sorry, there was a fly. Well, Eric's actually crazy. Some of them are 9 times board costs. You guys are normally selling at 2.2 times board costs installed. You can do this. You can go in and sell it for less money and compete with them. And I'm not here to tell you that you need to go out and compete with them. I'm here to tell you there's more market share than you guys believe. And this is going to answer the question that I think you're really asking, Sandra. The question that you're really asking me is there room for more people? Is there room for more people? Yes, there's room for more people. I'm not even in the business, and I get calls all the time to do closets. I helped last year start up 36 brand new closet companies in the US. Nobody in Canada yet, and I am willing to come to Canada and help. But we opened up 36 new companies. All of them are doing upwards of 6 digits per month already. And they didn't exist the year before, okay? And that didn't affect IKEA or California Closets or anybody else's closet business. There's just so much work to be done. We can't get it. So I look at it like this. When you look at a market, like how many kitchen cabinet companies are in your market? This is what you guys should do. Figure out how many kitchen cabinets are in your market. And it's really easy to do. You just Google it, kitchen cabinet spotters in your market. It'll show on your Google map or your Apple map exactly how many there are within your, and then go ahead and look at closet companies, how many there are in your area. I would say there's probably 90% more kitchen cabinet companies than closet companies. 90% more. That's a really weird number. Because if I look at what I do for a living, I don't really do kitchen cabinets. And once you do a kitchen, it's going to stay there for 10, 20, 30 years. In a house, that same house that has one kitchen, it also has a garage that's 3 times as big as the kitchen. It deserves cabinets. It also has a mudroom, a laundry room, a master bedroom closet, which might be 2 master bedroom closets. And if you're from Africa, it's 3 master bedroom closets. It also has secondary closets for guests and kids' rooms. You take all those 7 different spaces, it's way more business than the kitchen cabinets altogether. And there's 90% more kitchen cabinet companies in your market that aren't even doing closets. So we haven't even scratched the surface of doing closets yet. We don't even know how much business there is out there. Forget about it. If the first question was, should we get into the do-it-yourself market? Yeah, if you want to go in the do-it-yourself market, that's fine, but you better get a whole bunch of people at your office that are ready to answer the phone over questions about how do you do this, and then actually load the stuff into their car so they can drive it home, and creating kits of hardware and screwdrivers and instructions and all that stuff. It's a huge business, but it's not the business you want to be in, trust me. And so the real question is, how many closet companies are out there right now? How many closets are there yet to be done? Because I've been hearing that since the beginning. Eric, what about when you do all the closets? I go, what about when you do all the kitchens? What about when you sell all the cars? What about when you put everybody's pants on their body? There's no sense to that kind of questioning because there's too many closets already to be done still. We haven't scratched the surface of how many closets we can do or available or haven't been done. It's not done. And somebody keeps making babies every day, so he's going to need a closet too. So hopefully that didn't go too crazy and I answered the question really well. And then I saw another question come up while we were talking.
Yeah, I'll read that one for you. This next question is from Alain Albert. What software do you recommend for design and pricing of closets?
Good question. And I want to make sure that I understood the question. So it said, what kind of software do you recommend for design and price of closets, right?
Correct.
So let's package that down to design and price. Let's not think about manufacturing at all, okay? Because if you're manufacturing, that's totally different. So if you're manufacturing, you probably already have cabinet vision or something like that, mosaic or something like that. But if you're purely talking about, hey, I'm going to put a salesperson out there with a laptop and they're going to design and price closets, then Live Storage is the best one by far. Live Storage is made by a company called CHI. They're out of Seattle, Washington. They have a design sales tool. That's all it does. It doesn't manufacture at all, you guys. You'd have to literally take the prints from that design program and type it into your mosaic or into your cabinet vision or something else. If you're already using cabinet vision and you want to manufacture, then Closet Pro or Mosaic or anybody like that might work best for what you're doing. So that's a whole separate entity. And by the way, I think that whole thing is broken, by the way. I don't think they're communicating well. So I think at my company, we actually use Live Storage and then we hand key everything in so it can be cut. So there's no mistakes because the two programs we talked about just recently don't talk to each other. Live Storage, I can decipher it. I can write a cut list. I can tell my guys what they're cutting and then it's taken care of. I feel like that works better than does other programs. I saw another question come up about 2020, but I didn't get to read the whole thing.
Yeah, let me, I hope that answers your question, Alain.
LA, Live Storage, if you're just designing sales. Yeah.
Okay. A question from Bill. He says, missed this, Eric. You mentioned wall beds, which is the reason why I'm attending today. You believe there is a place for these king of products in the do you believe that there is a place for these king of products in the closet industry? We are looking for a way to implant our wall beds into the closet business. How would you suggest to approach these companies to be attractive?
The last part of the question I don't understand, but I'll answer the first part of the question, then we'll attend to the last statement that he made. So wall beds, yes, huge right now. The Murphy Bed Company was actually in the Wall Street Journal 4 years ago at the beginning of the pandemic. They had multiple hundreds of percentage of growth at the beginning of the pandemic. They couldn't even keep up with what was going on because so many people were commingling or co-occupying spaces. So wall beds became a big thing. They're still ramping up today. It's still a big growth. My friend Derek Holland over at the Closet Doctor does over 100 a year. So it's a really good market. The possibilities are probably endless. I know that all of our Richelieu and Hayfla and everybody carries a wall bed type. They're all good. I'm not saying there's one better than the other. I do like the Richelieu one. I know that's a Canadian company, so we have to import it. You guys get to buy it right there. They're super easy to process. It's literally a 5-piece box. There's no backing on wall beds, but there is a side, a top, a side, a headboard, and a ledger or a bottom of some type. So it's literally just a 5-piece box. Some guys are putting a cleat in the top to screw it in, but I also know that it's recommended to put L brackets on the top in the studs. And Murphy Bed actually provides that L bracket with a red sticker. So when you install the L bracket on the top in the studs into the cabinet, you put the red sticker over the top that says, do not remove under threat of, I think it says death. It might say injury, under threat of extreme death. Because if you remove the thing, the wall bed could snap down on you and hurt somebody really bad. But there is a huge market right now for wall beds. We're all feeling it, everybody. And it is a super simple flat panel processing edge banding type piece that can go in. That's just a piece of furniture we screw to the wall. I mean, we're literally furniture you screw to the wall, you guys. We're not. Closet guys never caulk anything in. We don't paint. We don't have a bucket with us. Those are not the kind of things that we do. So wall beds are another super easy piece to do. And whether it's Murphy or Sleeko or Sleechy or whatever the wall bed is, maybe Grass has one, I don't know. They're all easy. They're all super easy to install. I installed one myself in Detroit just a few months ago, and it took me like, I think I was there like an hour and 15 minutes to install the wall bed. And it definitely is a two-man job because you have to lift the frame up into the bed. And last year at ClosetCon, I was 60 days out of my surgery, and I installed a wall bed on stage with my stomach with stitches in it still. So they're not that hard to do. And it is a great market. Wall beds would be an easy piece to add to your, I think the king of products or kings of products. The last part of that question is wall beds are super easy to install. They're super easy to manufacture, and they're really easy to sell, providing the person needs a wall bed. Okay. So I hope that answers the last part of the question. Yes, I'm in. If I was you, I would do it. But you do need this, we haven't talked about marketing, how you sell, all those other kind of things. And wall beds are in live storage. The piece that I use, it's naturally inside of live storage. You can push it right over. And it's already built. Colorize it, sell it, done. I think Derek Holland sells them for like $3,500 a box. And that doesn't include a mattress. Mattress is all on the customer. Just the box with the hardware drops down. I think Derek sells them $3,500. I think he's got a 3-hour installation time on those things. So hopefully that kind of nails wall beds.
I think, and sorry, and David, I see you there. Sorry, there's one question prior to that.
Oh.
But I don't know if David's question's related to what you just stated. Is it, David? I can see you on screen.
Do you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I miswrote the, it wasn't king of product, was kind of product. Just quickly to we're a wall bed manufacturer here in Canada, and we do our own mechanism. We produce our wall beds and everything. So my question was, let's say how to approach a closet company so they can bring that product into their line. We believe it's the closet company, the closet business is a great market for our product, and we would like to join. So the reason why I was here today was to make sure that a wall bed product fits in the closet industry. So
Hey, first off, Sandra, is he a member?
No.
no, I'm not.
You better get a membership if you want us to promote your product. So number one, membership first, okay? And then number two, yes, your product is a viable product for closet companies, even down in the US. And I'm happy to talk to you after this about that.
Yes,
because,
I'd like to do,
Yes, yeah. Again, 602-684, I don't see you writing, 602-684-6066. Call me.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, membership, people, membership.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate the plug.
No, that's what we're a group together, right? I'm the only one that probably shouldn't be a member here. I am a U.S. citizen. I'm not coming up to Canada to build cabinets, but I'm happy to help every single one of you understand how to do a better job at what you're doing. I don't care about borders, you guys. Me and my wife are leaving in 2 weeks for China. We're going to InterZoom China. We've got 6 companies there, just like my wall bed man that literally they collaborated together and asked for me and my wife to come out and meet with them. So we're there the week before InterZoom. We're kind of they're taking us touristing, and we're meeting a couple companies, and then we're going to InterZoom to see the whole show, but also help highlight their products for the future move from them to the US. Because I told them they have to have US quality. I said, I'm not bringing any junk from China in the US. If you don't have good German engineered or Italian engineered or Canadian engineered or US engineered Chinese product, then it's probably not going to be a thing for North America. So yeah, borders don't matter to me. We're all people. I love everybody. I don't care what color you are or what your dialect is. I know your blood's red like mine.
Yeah, I just heard about you guys. We're a business in the same group as Fabri d'Or. which you guys are
Um,
gonna visit. I think you said this week or the week after.
In May,
So in May. So
Yes.
I'll have a chance to talk to you guys again. And thanks for my question.
of course, yes, of course. Yes.
Got a couple more if I can squeeze them in. We're at 1:58, but
Yeah.
if there's a
Yes,
couple of
hit it.
really
I'll
good
do it fast.
questions,
I'll
we can
try.
steal a couple of extra minutes from folks. So the first one was from Marcia, who is with the I believe it's the Organization Pros. Have you ever used 2020 Design Live?
Yes, I did, but it was the first closet design program we ever did use. It's improved, and I know that 2020 has been bought by somebody else now. Because that was announced at KBIS, so 2020 is part of a package now. When you buy 2020, you're buying a whole bunch of other stuff that's involved with 2020. 2020 is a good program for doing closets. There's nothing wrong with it. You just have to learn it. Like anything, it's a learning curve. So yes to 2020 in closets. If you're going to do like manufacturing, processing, and everything, it's not really a good design sales tool. Just like Mosaic is a little bit longer to do design and sales, and Closet Pro has gotten better at doing design and sales, but I do design and sales in minutes, and that's why. So 2020 gives a thumb up. Okay. And then the second question.
The second question is, does Lazy Lee, this is from Drew Nevin, does
Yes.
Lazy Lee have potential for growth as a product type? I don't know what Lazy Lee is. So
I know what so Lazy Lee is this guy, Lee Sommerberg or Stroberg. Lee, I don't know his last name, sorry. He's in the circuit with the shows, and he's been around a long time. Lazy Lee has actually been in production probably 15 years or so. It's a Lazy Susan, but it's tall. So literally you can make a Lazy Susan 8 foot tall, and then you encompass it with side panels. It's 42 inches by 42 inches. It's huge. Okay. And the cabinet inside can actually hold clothing. And then when it spins, the backside of it could be shelving and the side could be shelving. So it's like an island that's kind of octagon inside of a triangular shape and spins. And it's been around a long time. I've even got a video of it up on my website. It's a really cool product, but it's super expensive. And my opinion is, and Lee, I don't listen to this, it's a round peg in a square hole. Anything round peg square hole never will get my vote. Okay, that's any Lazy Susan, that's any circular thing, that's any of those pie shaped things that pull out. I'm all about storage. Storage is all cubicle space. There's nothing round in a closet or kidney shaped or oval shaped, so it doesn't actually store stuff. So I will never like them because it needs to be square. You need access to a corner that you can get to. You put round in square and all those corners are wasted. It always equates to 40 to 60% of wasted space. So that's why it's beautiful. It's an eye catcher. People see it, they want it. I'll always sell it when that's the case, but I will never recommend it as a product to sell. So.
All right. I don't know if anybody else has any more questions. If you want to put it in the chat, or if you want to just unmute quickly and just ask your question, you're most welcome to do that.
Yeah.
No,
We have a very respectful of time community here.
We certainly do. All right. Okay, well, there doesn't seem to be any more questions, but I hope that today's session has given you some great insight into the closet world. And thank you, Eric, so much for the presentation. It was very generous of you to give your time. I know you're busy and you're traveling all over the place. When I heard Eric speak at WMS last November, and that is why I wanted him to come and bring this information to you, knowing that many of you weren't able to make it to WMS, but I thought this was golden information. And from a guru, I mean, I don't know, golden guru, I don't think it gets any better than that. So thank you so much, Eric, for all your insights. And as a reminder, we have recorded the session. I will be uploading it to our YouTube channel, and I'll send everybody the link, even those who couldn't make it today but had registered. So the information will be available. As well, thank you, William and Grass, again, for your very generous sponsorship today. We really appreciate the support. We're here to help. We want to bring you information like this. I hope you've gotten something from it you can take away for your business. Please reach out to us. In the presentation, we'll have Eric's coordinates as well. Feel free to reach out to him directly if you're looking at doing more with this and you want to speak with the guru, you know where to reach him.
Yeah, I'm available, you guys. Don't be afraid to call me, okay?
Thank you. So
Thank
on
you.
that note, I'll
Thank you.
thank everybody. Wish you all the best for the rest of the week. And we'll see you hopefully at an upcoming event. Thank you. Take care, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.